The film begins with a man named Alec. We see him and his girlfriend, Nora, going on a trip. On the way, they stop by a supermarket, but they find it closed. Nora tells Alec that she's going to look for a bathroom behind the supermarket so she can relieve herself. She goes to the back and notices some items scattered on the ground, but she ignores them and continues. Suddenly, there's a human skull nearby, but Nora doesn't notice it. She finishes what she went to do, returns to Alec, and they leave the place. While driving, they come across an elderly woman whose car has broken down. Alec offers to help her, and she agrees. Meanwhile, Nora stays with the woman and tries to start a conversation with her. But the woman suddenly asks Nora, "Where is your ring? You're traveling with a man, and your relationship with him isn't official." Nora is surprised by the comment and tells her that it's none of her business and that she has no right to interfere. The woman responds, "As long as you're standing here with me, then it does concern me. You and people like you think life is something you can take everything from however you want." Nora replies, "We're trying to help you and fix your car. The least you could do is treat us with respect and not interfere in our personal matters." But the woman cuts her off and says, "I didn't ask for your help. You're the ones who offered to help me." After that, Nora takes Alec and they leave her behind. Later, they arrive at a restaurant and order food. At the same time, we see a strange man sitting in the same restaurant, staring at them in a very unsettling way. Nora finishes her food and stands up to leave, but suddenly the strange man grabs her and tells her, "You're not safe here. You need to leave as fast as possible." Nora becomes terrified and scared of him. Alec quickly comes over, takes her away, and they leave the restaurant. They continue their trip by car until they reach a gas station. Alec asks the station owner about a hotel, but the man looks at Nora in a very strange way and tells them that they will find some wooden cabins at the end of the road that they can rent. Alec leaves and drives toward the cabins. On the way, Nora tells him that she doesn't feel comfortable with the gas station owner and asks him to keep driving instead of staying in the cabins. But Alec tells her that he's too tired to keep driving and that he needs to rest and sleep so he doesn't cause an accident. When they arrive at the place, they find many cars parked there, which makes them feel reassured that the place isn't abandoned. Then they go inside the hotel, but they find it old and run down, and there's no one there. Nora says, "Let's leave. I don't feel comfortable here, and I'm scared." But Alec tells her that there are plates on the tables, which means the place isn't abandoned. Alec and Nora go upstairs, and suddenly they see the hotel owner. When he sees them, he becomes frightened and startled, and asks them a strange question. "How long have you been here?" Alec replies, "We just arrived a few minutes ago. We want to book a room for one night so we can rest." The owner takes them to a room and starts talking to them, trying to get to know them. Meanwhile, Nora feels uneasy and scared of him because his face is disfigured. She tells him that they want to rest since they still have a long journey ahead. He apologizes for disturbing them and leaves. At that same moment, we see that there is an upper bunk bed in the room, and it is covered in blood, but Alec and Nora don't notice it. They turn off the lights and go to sleep. After that, a person suddenly comes out from under their bed, wearing a rabbit mask. The next day, Nora wakes up and finds herself locked inside a cage. Terrified, she starts screaming loudly. Then a masked person comes in holding a stick and hits the cage to silence her and stop her from screaming. Nora, frightened, immediately goes quiet. When the person leaves, Nora looks around on the ground and finds a rock. She takes it and tries to break the lock on the cage. But suddenly, two masked people enter carrying a bucket filled with some kind of substance. They throw it on Nora, and she immediately falls asleep and loses consciousness. When Nora wakes up, she finds herself tied up inside a room. She's confused and doesn't understand what's happening. Then a masked man comes in and injects her with a large syringe. After injecting her, he leaves. Once he's gone, two other masked people enter, take Nora, put her back into a cage, and start dragging it away. Along the way, we see that everyone there is wearing masks. Nora keeps screaming at them, hoping someone will save her, but no one responds. At that moment, she sees a human body hanging, which terrifies her even more. Then we cut to Alec. He wakes up and finds himself in what looks like an animal barn, locked inside a cage. He sees a group of young men also imprisoned in the same way. Suddenly, masked people enter, choose one of the prisoners, and hit him on the head, knocking him unconscious. They drag him outside. Alec becomes terrified and starts screaming loudly, but one of the masked men hits him on the head, causing him to lose consciousness as well. After that, they take them to a strange facility, a kind of factory. The masked person in charge gives a bag of waste to another masked worker and tells him to dispose of it. We then see that this waste is actually human body parts. It becomes clear that this place is used to kill people and traffic their body parts. The worker throws the waste away and then meets the hotel owner and the restaurant owner. The restaurant owner tells him, we need more food at the hotel because important guests are coming. This reveals that, when Alec and Nora were at the restaurant earlier, they were actually being served human meat, and the hotel owner tells the cooks to increase the amount of food being prepared for the hotel. At night, the masked man and the restaurant owner go to a storage area for plants. There, we see strange plants placed inside special containers, all connected with wires. These wires are linked to women's bodies in order to stimulate them and increase their milk production. During this, the masked man notices a girl who has just given birth to a baby. He kills the baby immediately. The mother begins screaming and crying hysterically. Then the gas station worker, the one we saw at the beginning of the film, arrives. Because of her breakdown over her child, the mother starts yelling angrily at a cleaner. The cleaner loses his temper. At the same time, the hotel owner receives a call from one of the guests, who says, "I found a human tooth in my food." The owner tries to calm him down, saying it's just a mistake and won't happen again. Suddenly, one of the masked men arrives and takes them to the milk storage area, where they find the mother, now dead in a disturbing way. The hotel owner says that the gas station worker is the one who killed her. The masked men go looking for him, and after a long search, they find him in the storage area eating parts of her body. They immediately capture him and take him to the hotel owner. When the owner sees him, he says, "Because of you, we lost a quantity of milk. I'm going to punish you by making you do hard labor and work extra hours." And indeed, the punishment is carried out. The worker goes to the barn and feeds the young men who are imprisoned there. As for Nora, she is also being held in the barn. She hears the voice of a girl, and when she gets closer and looks through a gap in the wall, she sees a girl connected to wires, with milk being extracted from her. Nora speaks to her and asks, "What are they doing to you? How did you end up here?" The girl replies, "I've been trapped here for 2 years. This place is like a farm run by mad people. They treat us like cows to take milk from us. They inject us with substances and prevent us from keeping our babies. I'll be disposed of soon because I'm not producing enough milk anymore. They're going to kill me, and after that, my body will be cooked." During this, Nora hears another girl's voice from among the prisoners. Her name is Ashley. She tells Nora, "They took me 2 weeks ago. I tried to escape, but I failed." Nora responds, "I promise you, we'll get out of here." Suddenly, the masked people arrive and take the girl who was connected to the wires. They kill her and dispose of her because she wasn't producing enough milk. Nora hears the girl screaming as she dies, which completely breaks her, and she starts crying. Then suddenly, the door opens. Nora sees Alec. We realize that he managed to escape and came back for her to help her get out. He takes her, and they both start running away as fast as they can. On the way, they see a church ahead and run inside it. At that moment, they hear someone entering the church, so Nora and Alec quickly hide behind the door. A masked man enters and starts praying. Taking advantage of his distraction, Nora and Alec quietly slip out of the church. But unfortunately, the masked man senses them. He immediately rings the church bell, alerting the others. Nora and Alec run as fast as they can, but because of Alec's injuries and the beating he suffered earlier, he can't run quickly. Suddenly, he falls into an animal trap, and his leg gets caught. Nora tries to help him, but she can't free him. Then the masked men arrive. Nora starts crying and tells Alec, "I have to leave you. I need to go and get help. I promise I'll come back." She runs away, while the attackers pick up a large rock and brutally kill Alec. Then we return to Nora. She enters a barn inside the farm, where she sees a young man locked in a cage. She asks him for help. "How can I get out of here?" He tells her, "There's a truck used to transport goods. You'll find its key in the main house, use it to escape." Nora rushes off, and on the way, she sees an open car with a masked person nearby. She grabs a hammer, sneaks up on him, and hits him on the head, knocking him unconscious. Then she decides to remove his mask to find out why they're all wearing masks. But suddenly, Nora sees the masked people coming toward her. She leaves the unconscious man and quickly gets into a vehicle, escaping from the place. She feels extremely happy, thinking she has finally gotten away. However, just before leaving the farm, the fuel runs out. Nora is forced to get out of the vehicle and return to the farm. She starts searching for the main house that the young man told her about. Instead, she ends up in the kitchen, where she hears the masked people approaching. She quickly goes down into the basement and tries to escape through a window. The masked men catch up to her and try to grab her, but she resists and manages to escape through the window. She runs back to the barn where she was held, frees Ashley, and then both of them head to the main house. They find the keys and make their way to the bus. They are overwhelmed with joy, thinking they've finally escaped. They quickly get on the bus, and Nora starts it successfully. She then turns back to check on Ashley, but the shock is that the bus is already filled with masked people. After that, we see the masked group gathered around a dining table. On the table, Nora and Ashley are served as the main dish for the masked leaders. And here is where the film ends. If you made it all the way to the end, you're truly one of the special viewers. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more insane stories, and turn on notifications so you never miss what's coming next, because the next next one might be even crazier.